Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Dark Shadows Reviews on Gemmy Master Animatronics, and today what I have to review for you is the Gemmy life-size Spirit Halloween Boris Karloff Frankenstein. Now, I've been meaning to review this since I got put on the channel back in 2018, but I just never did. I was lazy. It's in the back corner of the collection room. Never wanted to dig it out. I had one that came to me as a repair, a customer repair, and unfortunately the IC is just dead. There's no saving it. And I took this one out to uh, compare boards because the person that dropped it off did some board work to it uh, prior to giving it to me, and that's what actually fried the board. There were some solder joints touching, and it just didn't like it. So now it just buzzes and makes a faint beeping sound. So I know that the IC is dead. Unfortunately, I did all I could to fix that, and that's why I pulled him out, because I wanted to compare and see if components were wrong, or if he used the wrong capacitors or transistors in certain spots, and if there was anything that I could do to save it. But unfortunately, it was just too far gone. This is probably one of the best condition Borises out there nowadays, because all of them have super sun faded jackets. I mean, if you leave this thing out in the sunlight for like just a day on Halloween, they're gone. They're like pale green, turning like almost white, like a frosted white green color. Luckily, this one is still good. I don't know how, because I do put it out on Halloween. I mean, it's only a couple hours, granted, but that still bleaches the hell out of these. So luckily, this one is still good. His LEDs in his head work great. He's got both bolts on each side. 9 times out of 10, you'll find one or both of them are broken off at this point. And his arms fully work, both going up, raising, perfectly in sync with one another, reaching the top, going all the way down. His gears will never split again because of what I did. That's a secret that I won't share with anyone. And replace the gear in his neck, replace the belt. He works great. This one's mask is flawless. The hair is pretty good. I didn't buy this one brand new. I bought this one on eBay a while back, and the seller that I purchased it from was kind of He was actually the only person that gave me bad feedback on eBay. He said I would try to shaft you if I could, and the reason why he said that was because he shipped this to me, and I think it was $200 to ship. It came from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I think I got this guy in 2017. I know I got it before the meetup, because the Gemmy fan was supposed to 3D print me 10-tooth gears for it, and he never did. He just never got his 3D printer working, so I ended up coming up with my own solution. And it was, I think it was $300 for the item itself. Then shipping was $200 or $210 or something like that. And it ended up costing him more money to ship it, because what he did was, when he collapsed it, he left the head on. He didn't know that the head could come off. And UPS had upcharged him by, I think, $150. So he was trying to get that money from me, but I mean, it was too late. It was already out of his possession. It was already on its way to me. And I said to him, I said, there's nothing I can do. I said, I'm not paying you more for the shipping. I said, you should have put that into accountability. And when it came to my house, I mean, this box was huge. I was like, oh my God, he left the head on. When I opened it, the head was on. And it was a monster of a box. I wish I still had the box, because he also paid for it to get professionally packed. So whoever packaged it, whether it was UPS or it was another third-party company, they did a hell of a job packing him. So it came perfect. Nothing was wrong with it. When I got him, of course, the arms didn't move, and I had to go in there and fix that. But for the longest time, I didn't know how to fix it, because the problem is, and this is the same thing with Bucks. I'm gonna explain this, because a lot of people don't know this. So the larger gears, or the larger motors, the shaft isn't a 2 millimeter. Most of these gears, I don't know if the camera will focus, but these gears right here, these little 10 tooths that I'm holding, they have a 2 millimeter shaft hole, and the size of the motor shaft is 2 millimeters. So when you're pressing it on there, it's expanding that plastic, and over time it causes it to split. You can't put a 2 millimeter gear on a 2.3 millimeter shaft. It's just too small for the shaft, and it's just not possible to go on unless you drill it out. But when you do that, you're risking drilling the hole out at an oblong angle. You're risking making the hole too large and the gear will slip off, or it's just going to split regardless because it's still an extremely tight fit. And this is what a lot of people do with bucks. They end up drilling the hole out, and it's a temporary fix. I mean, it doesn't last very long. But with the way that and you can't buy these 2.3 millimeter gears, they just don't make them. But there's other alternatives that I've figured out, and luckily, this thing, since 2017, has not split a gear. The gears have not come off, and they might sound a little bit loud, but that's because of what I did, but they are not split. I can promise you that. This thing works perfect, and it's in excellent shape. Most of these, I mean, you see them, and this is just within time. The motors wear down. So one of the arms goes up faster than the other one, or the capacitors are, or not the capacitors, the resistors on the motors are wearing down. You got to change those. They're big capacitors too. I mean, they're huge. I'm sure some of you guys have seen on the channel from back in the day when Max and Peter reviewed one of these, I believe. You'll see how big they are. I don't think it was like a real official review because of the fact that his wasn't fully working at the time and they didn't know how to fix it. I think he's since long sold that thing anyways. But yeah, I'll go ahead and demo this guy for you. Okay, guys, so that was him in action. As you can see, he's flawless. And this 2011 was the last year for the collapsible Gemmy items, besides Ghost Girl in 2012. But this was the last time they'd ever made a collapsible, produced anyways, a collapsible horror character. And they really did a great job on both Ghostface and Frankenstein. It's a shame that these were the last two that we saw, but I mean, at least we went out on top rather than getting something like we see today. And he didn't sell very well, and neither did Ghostface, which everybody knows Ghostface didn't sell well. But I mean, even him, the sales were really poor, and I don't know why. I mean, they did a great job with him. The look is awesome. I mean, there's some imperfections on it, such as the hand paint, the paint that they had used on the arms doesn't really match the face all too well. And I think they really screwed up using a vinyl mask on this one. There was no need for it. I mean, why would you use a vinyl mask on him? He doesn't have a moving mouth. He doesn't even have moving eyes. And if the LEDs ever go out in the head, It's going to be a nightmare to get this mask off because even though it doesn't move, there is so much adhesive under the eyes and around the, I think around the upper cheeks. So getting this mask off, unless there's a factory slit behind the wig, which there might be, because I know H2O Michael has a factory slit, and so does Pinhead. So like the 2010 and 2011, some of them had it. I I'm pretty sure he might, but and you can just kind of peel it around, but getting his mask off would be a nightmare. And you would have to break off the bolts in order to take it off if you had to slip it entirely off. But they screwed up with two things, three really. One, like I said, using the vinyl mask. The second is the fact that they only gave him two animations. I mean, Ghostface had, what was it? What does he have? Three? He has the arm, the body turn, and the head. So he's got three. This guy's only got two. They could have at least given him breathing, which would have been awesome to see his chest go in and out, just because of how big he is. I mean, he's massive. This is the biggest Gemmy life size that they've ever made, collapsible wise. He's just huge. And this is unfortunately the only one I don't have a box for. I have a box for everything else in my horror series. Every single licensed life size I have a box for except for him. This is the only one. And I would love to have his box. So I always look out to see if I can find a cheap one just to get the box and then sell the second one because I don't need another one. But he really is my favorite. They did a great job with him. He's one of my favorites. I mean, you just can't go wrong with him. And the third thing they screwed up on was the fact that they mismatched the paint. So like I said, the face paint is different than what's on the arms. And you could see the arms are a lot more detailed with the paint because of the fact that it's plastic. And they did kind of like a two-tone wash with it. If they kept that up for the face, oh, it would have been perfect. But, I mean, if they gave him breathing and eye movement too, oh, it would be awesome. But, I mean, the breathing wasn't ever seen besides on the butlers, so I guess they just kept that exclusive to them. And the eye movement, it is what it is. That should have definitely been given to him. Like, he didn't need mouth movement because he doesn't talk. He's just grunting. And you hear the doctor in the background, Dr. Frankenstein, saying it's alive. But that's it. And the other thing is, too, his phrases are very short. But, I mean, what could they have really done with him? Just making the noise, just making the grunting noises and moving his arms up and down. If they, gave him eye movement and even the breathing, they could have prolonged the phrases a little bit with the breathing. But, yeah, this was a really good piece, and nowadays he's super rare. I see them selling for $700 to $1,200, depending on condition, and unfortunately not a lot of them are fully working, just because the arms were so faulty. They really screwed up with that. But when they first came out, they were great. And I mean, he's still great. Even if you have him as just a static, he's an awesome piece. He's very intimidating looking. He's just tall, big, bulky, and he's good quality. He really is. His body shell is unlike any other one. It's massive. His chest piece is huge. And the plastic actually feels a little bit thicker, even though it was a newer one. The cool thing about the 2011s, which pretty much everyone knows at this point, they have the holes at the base, which you can see, and you can put the metal poles in there to give him more stability. And this one needs it outside if you go to use him outside, because his arms raising makes him pretty front heavy, and if he falls over, that whole arm structure is done for, because all those pieces are in there. I think it's three pieces that are just plastic that are on rollers that allow it to raise and lower. And he has, instead of making it one single mechanism, it's one mechanism per side. So there's two motors, one per arm, and a lot of times that's why you'll see that one's raising faster than the other because the motors wear down differently, or like I mentioned, the resistors are failing, and this is, to my knowledge, the only Gemmy item. I don't know about the recent ones, but this is the only Gemmy item that actually uses relays. He has relays on the arms, and that's usually like a magic power thing that you see relays, but he's got it. So it's a pretty unique fun fact about him. But yeah, they did a good job with him, and I think he retailed for, was it 300? I think it was 299.99. He was expensive. He was one of the more expensive ones sold at Spirit back then, but he was worth every penny in my opinion. And the box that he had was unbelievable. Like I just love the box art on it. One day I'll get a box for him, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Sorry it took me what are we going on now? 7 years to make this one for you, but I got around to it. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time.